live under this myth that Juneteenth was this day where the soldiers came down and told the slaves in Galveston that that they'd been freed and that they could all go and everybody's good, just going out, head on out the door, life is better now. He said, actually, this is according to Professor Small, I just learned this last night, so I still have to go verify everything, but he's a smart guy, he knows a lot of stuff. He said, actually, that wasn't true. He said that in Juneteenth, when they came down and talked to the slaves, they said, you're not free, but you have a different situation. You are still going to work for the same master. You are required to still stay on the plantation and work for the master. The difference is that he has to compensate you. So you won't be slaves anymore, you'll be employees. Or better yet, you might say they went from being unpaid slaves to being paid slaves. And the amount you will be paid will be determined by the master. So your boss, your master, is going to get to decide how much he wants to pay you. If he wants to pay you a penny a day, then that's what your pay is going to be. And then they created things like vagrant laws, where if you weren't working for your master, if you did not have a job and you were black, you were going to be incarcerated. And when you get incarcerated, they're going to lease you back to the plantation owners so you could work for them. What does that sound like? Anybody know about a system does that sound familiar to y'all at all? Is there any system where we incarcerate people and then sell them to corporations for small amounts of money? I don't know, I can't remember. It starts with a P, I can't, not OPP. And then he said there was a third group of slaves who said, to hell with that. He said that this is, and again, this is not documented in history. He said there was a third group of slaves that said, well, you just gonna do what you gotta do. I'm not going back to that situation at all. We out of here. So if you gotta shoot us, you gotta catch us, try to kill us, whatever, catch me if you can, but we out of here. And these were the individuals that went and set up a lot of the very prosperous black towns all across the United States. Like the Black Wall Street. Remember, Tulsa Black Wall Street was just one of hundreds of towns that were set up, and one of hundreds that were burned down and destroyed. So the story, it was a systematic kind of issue. And I heard what Professor Small said, and I said, that is so fascinating how that links directly to the world that we live in today. I said, because if you think about it, we kind of have at least three broad categories of people in our community. We have those of us that went to college, went deep in debt, got our student loans, and then went to become slaves on the corporate plantation. We get stuck because we're so deep in debt, like a sharecropper, that you can't ever quit the job, and we're never given any other sort of transferable skills that would allow you to build wealth or create enough of an asset base that you could walk away from that job. That's a lot of us. That's us educated people, right? With the MBAs, BAs, BSs, JDs, PhDs, MDs, whatever other letters behind our name that make us feel like we're better than other people, right? Then you got like the street dudes, right? Some of us got people like that in our family. I got a bunch of them that didn't do all of that, but they out hustling, doing whatever. Well, eventually we know how that ends, right? Because the music glorifies the drug dealer, but they don't show you what happens when they get locked up and get 50-year prison sentences, and then they become part of the labor lease program, which is, again, just it follows from what they did back at Juneteenth, right? And then you had that third category. You had the third category of people that said, I'm going to be free by any means necessary. And these are the people that I relate to the most. These are the people that I love talking to. These are the people that have the courage and the vision to understand the assignment, who understand what freedom actually looks like, who understand what it really means to be quote unquote successful, who are determined to get there, who are preparing their children for freedom and success.